you have to accept the request.
Yeah, she looks frozen.
I'm also a digital nomad, traveling with my 4 and 5-year-old and my husband,
That is.
and enjoying life, living out loud.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
And I'm
I was
excited.
wondering why she does not move it and realize you were freezing.
Who, me?
Back, yes.
I don't know why it like cut me out or whatever, but I am Shaibon Lee. I have dove and butterfly, and I think you mentioned you said you had children. You got a little son.
So got babe.
And a half.
What I wanted to ask you, because I was reading something, I don't know if it's something you post or I saw it somewhere that you started. Was it biology or chemistry?
Yeah, I did that at Howard. I did biology major and chemistry minor.
So when you were studying, was dove and butterfly your plan? Like, where did dove and butterfly come from?
That was COVID, like June, COVID. I just kept seeing it on my timeline, like girls away.
Okay. Let's see, she's unable to join. What is going on? Why are we losing her? Keep saying she's unable to join. We lost her again.
Instagram is
just doing the most. Can you hear us though? This is irritating. What is going on with Instagram? So let's try again. This is so irritating. Instagram is really driving me crazy.
TikTok, baby.
You can hear us? Try one more time to come back. Because what I do, if you could hear us, I'll just read the email, and then hopefully you can pop back in. Just keep trying to come back into us. Because I don't know what's going on. She's TikTok. We know Miss TikTok. We know.
That follower comes up with key
followers. So we're there. So you can't come back in? Right. Well, I'm just going to read the email so we can get started. And then hopefully she can pop back in. Because I have something I wanted to know about the history of Dove and Butterfly and how she came up with it. Because I love me some Dove and Butterfly. But okay, so tonight we actually have we had two emails that were very similar. So I kind of just took out the important pieces and made it into one email so that we could, because they were basically different but the same. So it was really interesting to get two so similar. So I'm going to read it and hopefully she can join back in with us. So it says, "Hey sis, this is Keisha, and let me know if you guys can hear me clear. And I really need your help. Do you think my boyfriend is doing too much?" And then that's the second part. But the first part is, do you think okay, you're passing? Okay. Do you think my best friend's boyfriend is doing so much? So they were totally similar. Okay, I'll keep checking. So it says, "My best friend and I have been BFFs for almost 7 years. She has had the same boyfriend for about 2 years. I don't have any real problem with him, but we just don't gel. No real issues. We got along to a point where we have never established our own friendship, which is fine as long as she's happy. There's no real drama. About 3 months ago, he started to follow me on Instagram. My page is open as I have a small business, and even though I have a business page, I like my clients to be able to see all sides of me. I really post a lot on both pages as I am trying to build my following. Right away, I noticed he would watch my story. He never likes my posts, but when it comes to the story, he puts hearts on every picture of me. Even going as far as to comment one word comments, beautiful, wow, nice, and so on. I just find this weird. I don't follow him. We don't have conversations aside from brief conversations when we're all together. We aren't friends. I feel like he's crossing the line. However, I think he knows just how far to go. Because what would I really say to my best friend? Am I overreacting or is he going too far? Are you back? Oh, wait. Instagram is being an idiot, honestly. Okay, you're back.
I am back, and it just keeps cutting me out. So I hope that I'm good and I'm in now. But I did hear your email.
Okay, so that's the first one, and then the second one is real similar. I just really pushed this down. It says my boyfriend is constantly liking other girls' pictures on Instagram. I don't have a problem with liking someone's picture, but I feel like he goes too far. One of the girls we both followed, I went on her page and he liked all 53 pictures she had posted, even going as far as to putting the wall emoji under a few of them. I tell him it's disrespectful. He says it's only Instagram. Am I overreacting?
I feel like this is crazy that you're asking me this because I honestly I can't take that. I really can't. Like my boyfriend was spoke on it like once or twice, and I better not catch you in nobody's likes. Because to me, it's like, who wants their boyfriend? What are you liking? Why are you liking it? Because as a girl, I'm had guys like myself, and I'm like, why are you liking this? Like, this is not for you to like. You know what I mean? So I'm even to a point where, like, on my personal page, I've got 300 people following, 300 people following me. I'm not following my friends' boyfriends. Don't follow me. Like, you know, especially if you're putting hearts, that's like an invitation for me. So that's why, for me, it's a no-go. Yes, you're doing too much. Stop. Block him. Delete him. Help him. Help yourself to not feel that uncomfortableness. Like, you know, because these guys are ruthless and really they're just waiting for you to wink and they're gonna jump. They don't care.
They're just waiting for a crack in the door.
Yes.
And I feel like Instagram is so, because I see what she's saying about giving to her friend, because Instagram is so indirect. Like if I see a man on the street and I say, oh, you're handsome, or I like your shoes, or I like your shirt, you know what I'm liking. But like you said, what are you liking? When you like someone's picture, like, what are you really liking? Are you saying, I like you? Are you saying, I just like the picture? So it leaves so much open to interpretation of what you're really liking. And I do. And you like all 53 pictures?
Like you spent time going through that. Yes, that's a bit too much. For the girl it's the best friend's boyfriend, then just block them. If like someone's following you and making you feel uncomfortable in any way, like you have to be comfortable enough to uphold your own boundaries. And if that's a no go for you, it shouldn't even be a real, if it's not your ideal client, if it's not, contributing to the business because you say it's open because it's your business, block them. It's inappropriate.
And
do you think she should go ahead?
And then it's like sometimes if she were to tell her friend, the friend would probably start acting weird to her, and it's like, sis, I'm uncomfortable. Like your man's doing too much for real, you know. And so I think the best way to handle that would literally be to just remove him or block him if your page is open, because guys are weird. Like guys, I feel will really, if you respond the way that they want, it's gonna be on. They don't care if you lost best friends.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna be the bad one.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And the thing is, so many people are connecting through social media, right? And I had a similar talk with a friend yesterday, and she was saying she knew someone that met on Instagram, and they've been together like 8 years. So we do know that people do connect on social media, but it's all in how you're coming at me. I always say my DMs and my Facebook look like novels. I'm like, and most times I don't even open them, but there are people that I will talk to and that we have conversations with. So if you're saying, if I post a picture in a swimsuit and you're saying nice tits, then I limit it to nice, right? But I don't need a reply to that. But
not from you, not
all
from
connections
you.
made.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But someone's boyfriend, like what? Like you said, what are you liking? What are we liking when we like someone?
Like there's nothing to connect on in that moment. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I'm single, you're single, connections can be made. But if you're my boyfriend trying to connect with people, or you're my friend's boyfriend, what are you looking for? And if you can't define that, like if you don't know for sure, it's better to be safe, you know what I mean? Instead of like creating issues with your friend and stuff, just move
And to be
him out the
honest,
way.
I feel like some girls get a kick out of it, like, oh, her man likes my stuff. And I think that's the main problem for me, because it's like, even if you're just liking it because you like it or whatever, it's what it gives the other person, right? And it's like how it disrespects your relationship and what you got going on.
Yes.
And so, yeah, I mean, I see people's boyfriends and he likes all the time, and that's how guys are. But
Yeah.
I mean, that to me is grounds to be like, I mean, shoot, I'm so silly. I break up over anything, but honestly, no. But
No, you
for me,
can't
like
do that, Ray.
you said, I can't be that way.
She clearly is.
No, like I said, I've spoken on it like once or twice, and it's like
Yes.
I have to stop myself from like I be looking. Oh, I used to, because now I ain't looking. You know, I expect that it's not there because I think he understood it from the last time. You know, so
Right.
yeah, I would break up over a like and stuff like that, especially if I'm spoken on it enough times.
To say that
Because for me, that's like, what do you like? You're embarrassing me.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times, and no disrespect to anyone, because I have done everything there is to do, especially with my hair. I've had weave, I've had wigs, I've had locks, I've had perms, I've had everything there is to hair. So when I say this, and I do lashes now, my lashes is something that is a must. I don't do nails, but lashes, so every to be clean, right? That's what I like. But I say that to say sometimes these men are living in such a fantasy world because these women's pictures that they're liking, like it's the whole, the wig, the lashes, the makeup.
Don't look like you.
It's not, yeah. Like if you take a hand and wash it off, that's not what you're gonna get.
Mm-hmm.
But they're living in this tell me like that. They're living in this perfect, like this. Oh, she's perfect.
And
And
you do start to look at yourself away, because it's like,
yes.
it's like,
What does he
okay,
like about her?
and
Yes.
I find in relationships, like, you don't even really be following each other for the most part. So you're following all these other people. You don't follow me for whatever reason. I get it, because we're all like that.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I just don't like it. Because when a guy starts to like you, that's when he stops liking your stuff. Ain't that fair? Wouldn't you like notice when you get in a serious relationship, like, the guy actually stops liking your stuff?
Because it's tangible then. You're there. He could touch you. He could feel you. There's no more fantasy.
No, all I feel is like, you're looking good, and that makes him mad a little bit, because it's like, you're mine now.
Yeah.
But you're liking all this other
It
stuff.
is the uncomfortable thing as well. And then the pictures that he liked, he don't want you to no longer post. Well, hon, you like this pictures. But it was a girl with you.
Because he knows other guys like it too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it is like, if you find that your boyfriend is constantly liking someone else's post, and here this girl is with bing bam bam, and you've been working all day and you look like you've been reeling in the mud, and then you check it and he's been on her page, it does make you feel some type of way. And it's not an insecurity thing, because I'm a very secure person, but I think it's a matter of reality. Like, that is not a reality. There's girls, I talked about this last week. I was watching this show with Dr. Phil, and this girl had hundreds of thousands of followers, and she acted like she was dressing up every night to go out. And she told Dr. Phil, I don't even go out. No, she's like, it's only illusion. I get up, I do my hair, I do my makeup, I put my wig on, I put on outfits, I take pictures, and I go home. I go back in my house, I take it all off, and I get in my bed. It's all an illusion that people are following and believing in, and it's not even really who that person is. Like, how many times I've seen people say, I met her and she didn't even look at what she looked like on the pictures. Like, they filtering it for days.
Yeah.
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 That was advocate deeply.
It's true, though. I think part of it is, guys are very visual. So they get sucked into this illusion, like you said, Angel. But yeah, no, that's just,
So
I'll
some
speak on it
guys,
once or twice, and then that's it for me.
some guys, somebody said, do you prefer he does this openly, or do you prefer he likes and saves in secret? So some guys actually won't like your stuff. They won't comment or anything, but they would like share your picture to you in your DM and be like hard and all that. So to me, they're all bad. That's worse.
I don't have a lot of likes, like people, but the DMs, and I'm just like, And the relentless, because the DMs will just be one after the other, one after the other. You know what I mean?
I don't prefer none of them. None. I don't want
No,
either.
but I think the secret part is worse because he's intentionally trying to hide his actions, which means that he knows it's wrong.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So does she tell her girlfriend that her boyfriend made her uncomfortable? Or does she just block him, and when she's around him or they're all around each other, she's acting like this never happened? Or is she open and honest? Because she said this has been her best friend for almost 7 years. So is she telling her boyfriend that her best friend, that her boyfriend made her uncomfortable?
I think it maybe like it depends on the friendship and what level of actual, like I get you saying best friends. I think I would tell my friend. I would definitely tell my friend. I'll just be like, girl.
What's wrong with
Yeah, I'll be saying, why he keeps liking my stuff? Like it's getting
You
worse.
can't say it. You definitely can't say it, right?
Yeah. And I would have to say that like face to face. I wouldn't text, I wouldn't screenshot or all of that type of stuff. But
Right.
I would just be like, I don't like this. I don't like this. And but then it's hard because girls, they take it out on you. Like
Yes.
but then you don't want it to be like something that she sees later on or something and then it looks weird on you for not saying no. I would
Well,
just
in
say
relation to the best friend, that they spend a lot of time together, so it's probably best to do it when they're all together and be like, why you always like, what is the point of you liking all my stuff all the time?
And then that's another point, because what if she's one of the perky ones and she gets in his messages and she sees, even though there's been no reply, but she sees that he's in a beautiful, wow, nice, and her best friend's
that.
DMs, and she hasn't said anything. Then does
It
it look
looks
like,
suspect
well, maybe
on her
this
end.
is something bad?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, you have to say it, but I think you have to say it in person. Like you have to say it in a way that it comes across like, girl, I'm just telling you because if it's me, then it's others, likely.
Well, that's true. That's very true, because if he could be sending these messages to her best friend,
What is going on with the non-friends?
oh God,
Because that's the scary part. Like that's the scary part. I be hearing so much, and it's really scary. I'm not gonna lie.
So you said you don't want your boyfriend liking any girl's pictures, and tell us why. Tell us what is your feeling behind that.
So it depends to me. Not any girl. No, not any girl. Like I'm not that.
Relationships, or are married, or whatever the case may be, and she's half naked, which is fine, because I do have naked beings, so there's no judgment. But what I'm saying is, when that man likes that picture, what exactly is he saying to that woman, and what exactly is he saying to his partner, that his like the picture like that?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I guess the other part of it is like this is not this is of 18, right?
Yes, yes.
If you're
Definitely.
watching, if you've watched porn, like what is the difference with that? Because you're enjoying that and you're getting what you're getting from it. So it's like on the other end, it's kind of, to me, it's similar but it's different.
Right.
It's similar, but it's
It's
different. I
similar but
think
it's different.
Because people do a
people
lot of
when they're
people.
not liking it, like they're not, you know what I mean? It's not like a trail of man. James Smith liked this video
Yeah,
off
that's
of
true.
whatever.
Maybe it's more
It's not, you
private.
know what I mean? Like they're doing it privately. It's not
It's
like
more private.
when they watch it, it's being broadcast for everybody to see.
Yeah.
So and so is watching two girls in a cup. You know, it's not that. I would prefer the private porn
Yeah.
than
Right.
you being thirsty on somebody's half naked picture
Oh,
for the
and I
whole
guess
world to see.
the difference is for me is like damn people who you watch are untouchable. That's
Mm-hmm.
not somebody who you're
Yes.
ever gonna be able to communicate with. So it's like that's the difference. That's why it's the same, but it's that liking is worse because you could communicate, you could reach out, you know how to access them people.
Yeah. And that is the difference. Like, you can actually, a lot of these girls you know, a lot of these girls you see. And that's another thing, right?
Interact with on a regular basis.
Right, you're looking at a picture, and then you're out with your girlfriend, and here she is after you like all 53 of her pictures on her Instagram page.
And then do you not speak? Because that's weird.
Yeah. Yes. It's that whole illusion that would ruin a relationship. That, you know, like, and men are so impulsive. So you're scrolling through Instagram and this girl pops up and you're like, damn. And you're not even thinking about what you just done or how your partner's gonna feel.
I just think
all this stuff and y'all in feeding the baby. You know?
That's the worst when you just have a baby, like, you know, and
here's the mess, tired.
look at me right now.
And he's looking at some girl in a bathing suit, this perky tits.
Yes.
What I'm
that's why
her
that's
gorgeous.
You gotta keep on your end self too, because they need to be reminded. I'm getting like too.
Yeah, absolutely. We need to be reminded, and we need to remind ourselves, you know, because life gets hectic. What we always gotta do is step up and step out.
So what do you think the girl should do about the email? What do you think she should do? Would you tell your friend?
If it's my best friend, absolutely. We have that kind of relationship, me and my best friend. I'd be like, girl, what is his problem? And I'm gonna let you know that I'm blocking him because it's not called for. You know what I mean? Right. Especially if it's made me feel uncomfortable. Yes, I'm gonna say something to her. But that's the nature of our relationship. Some people are calling themselves best friends, but don't necessarily feel open enough to have an honest conversation with the best friend. So, I mean, in those cases, it makes it a little bit difficult. But if it was me, I'm going to let you know. I'll probably send screenshots too. Just a couple of my ass.
But I also think it's knowing your best friend, because what if she's like this outgoing person who posts all these sexy pictures up on Instagram, and her friend's this quiet little person that doesn't dress revealing, and she's a bit insecure with herself, and I'm all sure about my shit, and I go and tell her, your man's liking my pictures and sending love emojis, and she's like, why you're on Instagram half naked? Why you want to be, you know?
I don't.
If you know that your best friend is insecure, because sometimes best friends are completely opposite, right? So what if the one who's posting is totally outgoing, and the friend is just this turtle, and she knows that if I tell her this, she's gonna look at me some way because she's gonna think that, you know.
It's tough.
I see. I'm a strong believer that I'm not responsible for. I'm responsible for how I deliver, but I'm not responsible for how you take it. So I'm a person that says what I feel needs to be said. I do my best to soften the blow. I can't say that I'm great at it yet, but then the people that are around me know me. You know what I mean? So if I'm coming to you out of concern. I'm coming to you because I want you to know the truth. I may not be able to deliver it greatly, but if you know me, it's not out of malice. Okay. And, you know.
But then the part where you said about, you know, like, what is she really telling him? I've been in that situation before, like, where, you know, I've noticed or peeped something, and the
No, what? Okay. You're back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think, I was in a situation similar, like, where I had, you know, seen something or whatever, and it was actually between two different friends. And one of them was like, well, what are you really saying to her? Because it would be a scenario like that. It's like his only did this. And for me in that situation, it was like, you know, you only did that, but even just what he's doing, I wouldn't appreciate that. Full stop. So the liking is, to me, enough. So it is something, like, that is very much so something.
Yeah, I was in a situation. I remember seeing someone's two friends that are not friends with each other.
Yes.
Right? So the boyfriend of one of them hit on my other friend, and she told me. And I was like, what? I'm going to tell her. She didn't speak to me for months.
And I
Never
don't
saw
know why, because I would want to know that. Like, to me, I'm going to be hurt, yes, because nobody wants to hear that, but I'm a damn sure be happy that you told me, because I'm not going out sad. Like, I'm not. I will get over it and thank you probably, because if you knew, I need to know too.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So
That's
to our
the
listening
point.
audience,
If
that's
you
something
know, if
I'm telling
somebody
you.
knows, I need to know.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
nobody needs to be coming to me and telling me anything
Yes.
outside of my friend
Right.
circle.
And
So,
then the whole thing of looking stupid when everybody else knew but you. Oh, I've been in that situation. Like
mhm.
everybody knew, but nobody told me. You know, and I'm just like, okay, what do
That's
I
the
do with
worst feeling, though. That is
it's
like the
awful.
worst feeling. Like, you couldn't
It's
tell me,
awful.
you
You
know,
couldn't tell
or somebody said, well, I thought you knew.
me.
No, you could have told me.
Or I know you wasn't gonna leave, or well then you just do the right thing. Don't worry about what I'm gonna do with the information. You do the right thing and tell me.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter what's done. You do your part by telling. Because, I
Yeah,
mean, the truth of the matter is, most people won't leave unless they see something for themselves, right?
exactly.
I mean, like, you could tell somebody the man is cheating with 50 women and
Exactly.
they won't leave until they see it and witness it for themselves. But I think woman to woman, it's just a conversation, and what they do with it after that is on them.
Very true. So to everyone listening, are you telling your best friend, yes or no, are you telling your best friend that her boyfriend has been commenting on your Instagram pics? Not on, hey kiddo, not on the post, but actually on the story. Sending love emojis, beautiful, sexy. Wow. Are you telling your best friend that her boyfriend is doing that?
So what about the people who, like, because I'm obviously, we've heard things, seen things of like people who you don't know but kind of know. Like, it's that same thing. It's like, I personally, in this one situation, I'm like, I just need her to know. I need her to know, but I'm not the one to tell her, because I know her, but I don't
You know,
know
like
her. Like,
that.
right, but I'm
So,
seeing
Hmm.
the stuff. So for
right.
me, it's like that same thing. It's like people know and you don't. I wish somebody would, like, just say it. And then I don't know why I feel like I can't, but it's just like it's no
You
more girl code or something, or I don't know what it is, but it's just like you want to say something
right. So
because
you're
you've
saying
seen
that
it.
you saw something or you know something and you don't know how to tell this person?
Yes, because I don't know her like that. Like, yeah, I'm got her number, on my phone,
Right.
whatever, whatever. But like, I don't know you to speak to every day, not even every week, not even every month. But I know you are,
I definitely don't know you to talk about your relationship.
right? But I've seen with my own
Right.
two eyes.
So
So that's a hard
Jessica says that it has happened to her and
to
she
help
hugged the person and thanked her. But that's maturity. Not everybody's mature in that, right?
right. And I thought that would be my response because the person and I were good friends. And when I say she stopped speaking to me for months, and I like witnessed this guy talking to this, and I actually said to him, I'm friends with your girlfriend too, right? And he shrugged his shoulders and continued the conversation. And I told her she stopped speaking to me. Honest to God. And after that, I'm like, but it is that whole sisterhood thing. Do we
Well, I'm
tell
curious.
me? Okay, so for me, if it's somebody that I know but I don't know, I would be like you. I would be unsure. But
Yeah.
if it was like my girl, and I would say says my girl, and I go to dinner and he's there for another girl, oh, I'm
I'm on the
standing right
phone
by the bed.
immediately.
I'm calling her
I'm,
and I'm asking,
I'm
video
video
calling,
calling.
and I'm
Hey,
asking her,
girl, let me just show
do
you
you
the
know who
room.
it is? Oh, it's quickness. Before quickness. And anybody that's close to me knows I'm gonna do that. So as soon as he sees
Mhm.
me coming,
He should
he
run.
just Nikki, you already knew, right? You already know, Nikki. So you know I'm right. Video call. But somebody that you don't know like that. That's a
Well, you know what? I guess it depends on the level of disrespect.
I mean,
So if
it's
it's
very
somebody that I don't
disrespectful.
know and I
It's
see
very
the man
disrespectful.
liking a whole lot of pictures, I probably wouldn't say
It's not
anything.
about liking this. I'm seeing the messages like what you're saying.
Okay, well,
Would you want
messages
her to
is
tell you?
different.
I would 100% want her to tell
Well,
me,
tell
but it's just I'm
tell
not.
us. Tell her. Of course,
You
you already
answered your
tell
own
her.
question.
No, I can't. But here's the thing. Here's the other side of it. I guess is that the person who I know who is speaking to or trying to speak to, she's not responding.
Okay.
She's not giving him the responses. She's not really, because obviously she knows of the girlfriend too. So in her mind, it's like confusion because it's like, huh?
So this is on
But
social media,
yeah,
or this is. So why don't you block him?
no.
If
She's
she don't want to talk.
not talking to me. He's not talking to me. I'm
No,
saying,
not you. The
Yeah, the
girl that
friend that's
talking.
not responding.
Why doesn't the girl who's not responding to his messages? Why doesn't she block him?
well, she just stopped answering. She
Right,
don't
like.
answer. She don't answer. So like, initially she was, because she was thinking, oh, whatever. But then when she really seeing what it is, just like, boy, like, because what he's saying ain't adding up.
I would
Telling her.
restrict
I'm not telling
access.
her. I'm
God,
not
being a
telling her.
woman is hard. Because we want to tell our sisters these things, and whether or not we are close in friendship, we're all sisters, right? And it's nothing worse than the embarrassment and the hurt when somebody's coming to you with this type of information. But what do we do? You
And
know,
then when you learn that it's not even just your friend, like multiple people in different friend groups are saying the exact same thing about the same person. So for
and yes,
me,
everyone's boundaries are different. So maybe I don't know, because listen, nowadays there's a lot of open stuff
that's
going
Open,
on.
true,
But
Jessica.
hardly,
that
you just never know.
but you said he's lying to her because you said what he said isn't adding up.
Right.
So
So
if
his
it's
saying, yeah, it's clearly not open in this relationship because what
Honestly,
he's saying is not making sense.
okay, so it's not a that's a hard one. That's really a hard one because sometimes when we don't want to receive the information, the person who's giving it to us, what was saying, oh, they're messy, they're troublemakers, just scratching the story, it didn't really go like that. Because when you don't really know the person, you don't know how it's going to be received. And even when you think you know the person, because like I said, when I told this person, we were really good friends. And I thought we and her were going to set it off on him. I was ready.
sugary
I was
that at all.
ready, black and all. Let's go, sis. And she just was like, oh, really? All right, let me look into it. And I didn't hear from her for months after. And
I think Jack was making a lot of good points here. Everybody has different boundaries in their relationships. She's mentioned open relationships. I mentioned poly relationships. I think it's always difficult to speak on someone else's relationship because you are outside of that small circle. Um, People don't take news like that well. So rather than get mad at the person that's done them wrong, they would rather get mad at the messenger, which is why we always say don't kill the messenger, right?
yes,
But I just still feel that as women, we kind of have to have each other's
we
backs.
do.
And even if it means that you get mad at me, but you're not out in these streets looking stupid because you've been made aware of what's going on, I'll rather that. Don't speak to me, but don't be out in these streets being ignorant to the fact of what's going on in your in relationship. Like I think it's nothing worse than people having outside information about what's going on between two people. Like that is embarrassing. And I would want people to tell me. So I
Absolutely.
always operate in that space.
Yes.
You know, even if it means I have to go find out who her friend
And
is
how,
and tell her friend so
yeah.
that it's coming from a
Yeah, I thought
softer
it was too.
place.
Yeah.
Mm.
We have to, I think I'm hoping, and that's part of the I Am Enough movement, that we be more honest with how much we actually need each other. And I'm not talking about those close friends. I'm just talking about women in general. The other day I was having a happy days. And it just so happens that somebody I hadn't spoken to in probably 2 years inboxed me. And she was just, I just saw your stuff on the line, and God just went into prayer for you.
Oh.
And I was like, look at that. You know what I mean? And sometimes we just need, we're not close. I don't have a phone number. She had to send me a message on Facebook, actually. But that's how we are connected as women. And sometimes we block that connection. Because listen, if you tell her no, and she acts some type of way and she don't want to receive it, later on, she's going to sit on it. It might not be right away. It might not be, because my friend didn't speak to me for months and she never apologized. She never said anything else. She never said anything else about it. She started coming back around, and I knew she was sorry, but she just didn't know how to say it. And I wasn't going to be like, okay, let's move. She was sorry, and I let it go. You know, and even though this girl's not your friend, when she receives that information, and we know as women, we always know something ain't right. Yeah. Right? So when she receives that information, she might not be like, oh, thank you. But eventually she's going to be like, yeah, she was only looking out for me.
Yeah. And I think even with that, it would have to be something like that you say, or you just forward them screenshots. Look at what you're saying.
Yes.
Like, that's it. I ain't gotta say nothing, or maybe just, hey sis, I thought you should know because I would want you to tell me or something, and just forward. It ain't no he say, she say, read for yourself.
Yes. And that's exactly how I would handle it. I would say exactly that. You know, I'm not trying to be hardcore and nasty. I just would want the same thing. And I feel like you should be pissed. Yeah. And it's in her face. She could deny it. I mean, in her heart, she could deny it, but in her head, she already knows what's happening.
But I know if I got something like that, it would literally be no conversation. It's no, what did you mean? It ain't even nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
It's something that I would like, unpack your bags and you came home to your stuff outside. Doors locked, chain locked, all that. It's nothing to talk about.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what the messages are. Like, they're so bad that should be your response.
You need to tell this girl. And you know, not everybody is that strong. We could listen. I could talk about some limits and some things that I have learned have gone in my relationship, and I have just sat back and been a doormat. It would never happen today, right? But at your age, I definitely wasn't that strong. How old are you?
28.
How wasn't that strong?
I can't be no doormat.
I'm proud of you, because no way. The things that I accepted from a man at 28, boy.
I don't even want to get started on me at 28.
What's that? You guys are probably going to come to the screen and slap me. Like, I was dirty.
But that's so sad to me, because it's just like you can't talk your way out of that type of stuff. Like,
but they will try. They will try. And I mean, I feel like, especially if you've been in long-term relationships where, like, the girl has been real vulnerable, a guy would know what to say and do to manipulate himself, manipulate the situation so that he always stays on top, right? So I think that's even more reason why we need to have open and honest conversations with woman to woman. Because sometimes, like, it's okay, I'll try your story. Let me go talk to him. I already have a long history with him. This is the person that I sleep next to every day, right? So, like, it's difficult. But I think that's why the screenshots, like, if the screenshots were wrong back then, I think a lot of people would have avoided a lot of heartache. I mean, let's use technology as it's meant to be used. Send me screenshots, because then that just eliminates any, like, sidestepping. You know, you see what it is. And again, Jessica's making some good points. Women come from broken homes. They're looking for someone to be loved. You know what I mean? To love them.
but
so a lot of times they're ready to put up and shut up.
You have to know what's not love.
What? Sometimes we know, but I don't know if it's like now. Like I said, I'm 47 also. My thought process is totally different. At 28, I didn't know what love looked like from a man. Mm-hmm. I had no idea. All I knew was that I wanted to have my family, and whatever that took, it was going to happen. So I didn't know. It's not that I didn't know, but in my mind, I was like, I could deal with it. I would tell myself, it's not that bad.
Because something else is more important in your head.
Because I wanted that for my children. It wasn't until I got older and I realized that my kids needed to see mommy happy and thriving. You know what I mean? But back then it was like, I would have done anything for that man. And I would have said no matter what he done. And that is the truth. And sometimes I look back, me and my mom would sit off and actually laugh now. She's like, you were so she tells me, she said, I would be trying to tell you stuff. Couldn't tell you couldn't. My friends wouldn't even come to me.
See, that's different. That's different. Like if they told you, and you still, y'all must stop telling you. But if you're never even been told,
yes. I mean, all different games. I don't have time to play games. I live life on my terms, and what I want to do, that's how I move, right? But we do need to be more responsible when it comes to our sisters. And if it doesn't work out in our favor, we did the right thing. And Keita's laughing. Keita, you already know. The crap that I done or put out with.
And I guess I think of it now as like, what is my end goal in telling her? Like,
your end goal is that she will process the information and get out of an unhealthy relationship and have what she deserves.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times the reason why people stay is because they don't have enough information.
Right.
And because that's the reality. They are living in their own little box and they really don't know what's going on outside of that. They have on blinders, especially if someone's coming from a place of trauma, right? Like they will keep the blinders on. Like you said, they will do anything in a relationship, but they're always working on a lack of information, right? Like they don't always have enough. And I think sometimes that is enough to make someone open their eyes. Like if they're being publicly disrespected, it's no wiggle room there. It's either this is what you want or it's what you don't want. And it's giving them the opportunity to make that decision for themselves instead of this guy carrying on some way. Particularly, I think the boyfriend is one thing because he owes you this level of responsibility anyway, to be respectful, to not cross any lines. But the boyfriend of a best friend, I think, is really questionable because, like, I'm your girl's best friend. And if you're disrespected, and because I feel uncomfortable, I feel disrespected, that's a little too close to him. And if the girlfriend's not operating on enough information, maybe she will stay. Maybe she'll continue to put up with it. So I do think that we as women owe each other a bit more.
We do.
Yeah.
We do. And we have to be more receptive to this sisterhood that everybody wants to talk about. Everybody wants to talk about, like here it says, the tribe and sisterhood, and I'm moving in the way of peace, and I don't want to know toxic people around me. You see these posts and people saying this stuff, and some of the people posting it are the most toxic people. They're the ones who the friends are scared to go to, because as soon as I'm pouring my heart out to you,
everybody else knows.
We have to really, if we're using these terms that we want to live in peace and, this I am enough movement, if we're using these terms, we have to live in it. We have to be truthful to it. And being truthful to it means that, look, sometimes we're going to have to say things that we're uncomfortable with. Sometimes we have to step out of our comfort zone because we know what the end result is going to be. But if you completely live in this comfort zone, you don't grow. And this situation is going to teach you something. If you send this girl this information and she receives it as a sister, and if she doesn't receive it as a sister, you're still going to learn something from this situation.
It's facts. It's facts.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, it's the right thing to do, because nobody wants to look like a complete ass in the streets.
Well, put it this way. I will wait till I feel like I will wait, because like Christmas is coming. I'm not trying to ruin the bus first Christmas and all that. Like I'm not trying to do all that. Like, you feel me? Oh no.
No. Because there's never a good time.
Maybe if we see matching PJs and stuff like that. And
No, I'll wait till Christmas Day passes, but I'm definitely telling you on Boxing Day.
yes, like
Get
I
your
gotta,
pizza. That's the last for.
because imagine she writes back and says, "Oh, hey sis, you know, we're not really together, or I'm speaking to other people too," or then I look like, oh well, I should have minded my business.
No, you look like a person who's checking for another girl. That's it.
That's
It doesn't
hilarious.
go beyond that. Like once
Like,
you give me the information, I feel like your responsibility is over. What happens after that is really, it ain't got nothing to do with you. You deliver the information.
it's not a good time to give somebody bad news, right?
Yeah.
Never. But look at it this way: Christmas, after Christmas is a new year.
So then she'll feel like I can start fresh.
Yeah. You're giving her the best Christmas gift ever.
To start fresh in the new year.
Fresh. Let her clean it up. Boxing Day. Get it all going. Let it go with the Christmas tree.
But then some people feel like they're all like that, so I'm gonna just choose the one who's I like or whatever.
But that's not
that's not on you because you did the right thing. But we are so stuck in this all men are dogs and there's no good men out there, and that is a lie. That is a lie. I mean, there are some good men out there, just like women. Nowadays, women are just as trifling as men.
Listen.
Okay,
Then
women are just as trifling. So there, how many people is it in the world? There has to be somebody.
No, I agree. I don't think they're all like that. I think maybe eventually they may get like that, if that makes sense. Like in a relationship, it may not start from jump, it may not start in year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5. It may start in 10 years when you're kind of starting to break down or whatever.
But that's why you have to really, in a relationship, you have to, talk about Christmas tree. In relationship, you have to keep that spice.
Yeah.
You have to, and whatever that is between you and your partner.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, any relation, I don't care how fun he is, how fun you are, how good the sex is, how nice the gifts are he buys you. If you don't have that connection with him, to keep it going, any relationship, even a friendship, because we always talk about men and women, right? But even a friendship with your girlfriend, that has to grow as well. And that's why so many women end up not being friends with people who they were friends with for years, because you end up just going in separate directions because you don't work on that girly girl friendship. Let's take a girl trip. Let's do a spa day. Let's do lunch and not gossip about anybody. But let's talk about each other's girls.
Yep. No, I don't be gossiping for real. I be just literally talk about what I'm gonna try to do next.
And that's
or complain about what I'm dealing with now.
Yes. And definitely, as business owners, we have to have this friends that we can talk to.
The other thing that we have to be aware of, since we're talking about maintaining friendships, is it's okay if friendships change, right? Like, I think particularly as business owners, we know going off to the 9 to 5, and 9 to 5 was don't always understand it, right? Like I had a friend, 20 years, every single day we spoke. I started my business and all I talk about is my business because that's what's consuming me in this time. It's either you're going to hear about what my children did today or what's going on with my other baby, my business. And I feel like it was too much for her. Then I started traveling, right? So now I'm like, I'm living this life. And I remember as a friend, she had said to me, I don't know how to be happy for other people.
Oh, wow.
So when I saw our relationship changing, I knew it was because of the direction I was going in. And it wasn't that I changed, or maybe I did, right? But I think sometimes as women, or as people in general, we tend to hold on to things that are falling apart anyway. Like we hold on to it so tightly. I think we have to be okay with evolving. We have to be okay with our relationship shifting. And the ones that we don't want to shift, we have to put in the work. We have to do things to maintain friendships,
That is so true. And it's sad, and I find it so sad that she doesn't know how to be happy for someone else. Because imagine being that miserable
But
in
how
your
do
own life.
you even say that to somebody? Like, I
Oh,
couldn't
it's
open my lips to say that, even if that was how I felt. I could never tell you that. I'm not living that truth. Like, I could never come to you and say, I don't know how to be happy for people. Like, how? Even if that's how you
why?
feel, why are you saying that?
Why would somebody feel that? I don't even know what word to use. I mean, that's act up
Mm-hmm.
in the most respectful way. Like, you have a best friend who sees you growing and evolving and becoming successful and following your dreams, and they can't be happy for you.
I don't know what type
Mm-hmm.
of friend you
It was
here, because
crazy
my
to me because
friends,
I'm like, if anybody should know what this place means to me, it's
Yeah.
the person that was there when I was in the trenches. So I didn't understand it either. But I was okay with the shift in dynamics because that's not really somebody that I want in my
Okay.
space, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you can't be happy knowing how sad I used to be, then
That is insane. And
that's
so
not on me.
he liked you better when you were sad. And
Yes, and sometimes people do because it makes them feel bad about themselves, right?
Mhm. And this is why I always say in this journey that I'm on, that be careful, love everyone, support everyone. And I am like, when it comes to supporting people's small business, if I can help, if I can support, and I'm in Bermuda, it is good. Every time I'm in Bermuda, I get up.
yes, you do.
Every time I make sure that I try to support as much as I can. But I say that to say that be careful who you let in that circle. We can support people, we can love them, we can pray for them, we can reach out to them if they need a hand, but they don't have to be the ones that are sitting in that small circle. There's people that want that in close to us. We have to be so careful about that. Because while everyone's on a different journey, but I want to think that everyone's on a climbing journey, right?
Hmm.
And you don't want to be climbing to somebody trying to pull you back on that. We have to be okay with letting people go, because that is crazy. For
Yeah.
her to say that she don't know how to be, but I am just so sorry for her
But
though,
she
because
must, because certainly you're like had moments where you're happy for people. So you must, like, you got to be happy about, say, your friend having a baby, or you ain't, unless you're not happy about that either.
yeah,
Well, see, there's a saying. They say everyone wants to see you do good, but nobody wants to see you do better than
that,
them.
that
And I think that is human nature, right? Uh, okay, we're on the same level. I could cheer for you. When you start climbing higher than me, I'm not sure if I want to cheer because I'm not understanding how you got there and not me.
I don't know if I feel that way.
But
I don't feel
I
like
feel like it's human nature.
I feel like I don't
Some people are
pay
more
attention
mature.
enough. I don't feel like I pay attention enough to what others are doing like that to be caring about. I don't. Like, I don't
you're just
think
in
about.
it. Yeah,
I have so much to think about in my own day to day. Like, I don't have the time to thinking about even people who's doing the same thing as me. I couldn't tell you what they're doing.
and let
Hmm.
me tell you, that's the way to stay.
Like, I don't even be
Absolutely
looking
the way
like.
to stay. People will listen. Yesterday or day before, someone had posted. I'm going to say exactly what they said. Right? Someone had posted on Bermuda Pack Connections. I saw a few years ago. Hi, I need your help. I don't remember where for where, but they said I saw a few years ago that there was a Bermuda business that finds you a puppy and sends it to Bermuda. So somebody right away take puppy love. So I'm like, thank you. And then I sent the lady a message. Somebody comes right under the post and is giving this lady all this information on how she can find a dog. You didn't just see her ask for a Bermudian company. And it happens all the time. Somebody will post on their just list, I'm looking for that Bermuda Pack Courier company. And people say, I use this company. I didn't use that company. I am the only Bermuda company that is doing that. Why would you even comment under that post and not say, that's my Bermudian? I'm not even going to give them any information so that they can put money in some foreign company's pocket.
The only
But
thing I can say to that is if they don't know that you exist.
right. So then I will say that if that's the first answer to the post. But I'm
Right.
seeing times where people's popular BDA is self-explanatory. It's got BDA at the end.
Yeah, yeah.
And people right under it, well, oh, I use this company. Oh, I use this company. And
Like,
I'm like,
yeah,
people
like
will
literally just go.
purposely not use my company. I have seen it happen. People will purposely not support you because that same
It's you.
TV. They just see you good.
Mm-hmm.
But when they see Puppy Love, hundreds of dogs running around Bermuda, and just, what did you do? Puppy Love, Puppy Love. Oh, no, no. I will never forget. I had this girlfriend who had opened up a small business. Not even she opened a small business. One of her friends had purchased, her best friend in each other's wedding had purchased something she sells in her own store from another store and came in her store to show her. She called me in
like, that's word. That's
called me in
word.
tears. One of her best friends.
If I'm moving like that, I'm trying to hide it from you. I'm not trying to show you.
Look, you know,
like I'm literally gonna hide it. You're never gonna see it, and because that's fall.
But this is
That is fall.
Women, as
you know what?
It's people. These stories I can tell you that. Oh, how long you been in business now? How long have been about the business? 3.
Mm-hmm.
I'm got 10, and I got 10 years worth of stores. Let me let you know, from A to Z to Puppy Love, I have stores.
It's a lot.
It is a lot, and this is why as women we need to support each other. If you're making more money, if you're doing better than me, sis, let's go.
Here's the thing, I feel like people don't even know for real what somebody's really doing, making. You don't know because really it's like what comes in, you don't know how much goes out. So happy time the other person may be doing better, or like if their expenses are lower or whatever. You truly don't know.
You don't know, and that is so true.
We
had the conversation the other day. I said, I see 30 grand come in my account, and there my account has a minus balance. Shit ever on my account. But you have no idea.
But people just like making assumptions. They make assumptions based on the information they think they have, and they run with it.
Mm-hmm.
They run with it.
Like even my car was cheaper than almost everybody's probably car in Bermuda. I'm still fighting the duty part, but the car itself was less than everybody really in Bermuda. Like it's not many first-hand cars that you could get for that price that I bought it, so it's like you don't know.
Yes.
People don't know.
And why care? Why care?
Yeah.
Like, why care? If somebody's doing good, let's just clap for them. Because guess what? It's enough for everybody to win.
It is, but a lot of people don't live with an abundance mindset.
Yeah.
They think they're taking a piece of that pie.
Yes.
I've never felt
that. Not
I feel like
to work for.
I don't know. I just feel like I just never worried or thought about that type of stuff. Because I always feel like what's mine is always going to be mine, and what's yours is always going to be yours. And that's why I don't worry about it. You're not taking from me. You could never do that. And I can't take from you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's a great mindset to have, But there never should be a lack of support because people don't want to see you win.
Yeah.
You should be pushing your sister that you don't know. Listen, I've been forward and stuff, seeing something like on my page and I see something and someone's got a business and they're trying, I straight show on my page. I tell people, stop liking. Sure, you don't know who's gonna see it, right? But all stop on either not wanting to support. But guess what? We'll like that on Mom Girl's picture on Instagram, babe. We'll like that picture or that boy's picture or that person.
That boy's picture.
Or that entertainment or reality star. We'll like that picture.
And that's exactly why it comes down to it being problematic.
Yes.
Not consistent. You're not doing it for me, or you're not doing it where it matters, but you're doing it where it don't.
Yes.
But sometimes they do it just to be seen, right?
Who's to be seen?
Like
the people who
sometimes his support is just so it could be seen. Like I'll support a celebrity, right? Like it always gets me, a celebrity dies of like a drug overdose or something, and people are like pouring out their hearts on social media. I never get this. But wait, your cousin's an addict and you don't support him at all. So are you doing this because it makes you look better, or are you doing it because you really care?
Hello. Hi. Hello. Say hi. You're growing too fast.
Yes, he just got dropped off because nobody's him now.
Oh, they booted you off?
Yeah.
Yes. What it is, it's crazy. It's like when Rihanna got pregnant for the first time. I don't know. I just turned to my phone that day, and I was like, "What in Facebook,
Everything
Instagram,
shut
everybody?
down.
Who the? I mean, I won't say it on Clear. She had a baby, right? Kudos, beautiful. You're not that baby. You're good, baby. You didn't see that baby. You're
No,
not
that's
invited
like
to the
shut down.
christening, birthday party, baby shower, nothing. Why do you curse so much? Exactly. Exactly. Why do you curse that Rihanna? And then stop playing the game, and oh my God, really, you're
Shut down again.
like you all care about wrong. Rihanna don't give two craps about. You can't call Rihanna. You can't hit her on
Exactly.
Facebook. You can't You can't even congratulate her for her baby.
Literally. And it's you're not gonna see it.
Exactly. But you got people that you know are trying to make it, and you don't even support. You won't even show a picture. But oh, let a celebrity do something.
Exactly.
It's like, it's crazy, and we really need to do better. We need to do better as sisters in supporting each other. I don't care if you went with my ex-boyfriend 10 years ago. I don't care if you gave my ex-boyfriend from last week. We're sisters. And there has to be some level of respect and support that we're giving each other. If not,
But I'll get back to you guys.
listen, what I have an update. You're gonna be my first guest on my New Year's live because we need an update on if you did it.
I may have to get her to get more like no, what I said is enough.
It's enough. I mean, enough. The first message is enough.
Yeah.
That he's reaching out to another woman is enough.
Yes.
So,
and he be reaching out to people who he don't even know who knows her. Like you, this is not people who you know is gonna keep these stuff confidential. Like you're moving real weird.
well, we just had this conversation about sisterhood and wanting each other to be happy and grow. And sis deserves to know.
No, she does. I agree.
So, what about the sister that is the boyfriend's doing too much? How does she approach that? What does she say?
She says it, if she brings it up, this is bothering me. He don't respect it. She says it one more time. He don't respect it, then bye. That is enough for me.
Okay.
So I'm sure my boyfriend thinks 3 times. No, seriously, like I think it's in his brain now. Okay, let me not. And somebody said, "Oh, would you prefer I'm doing it privately?" I wouldn't prefer I'm doing it no way, but like even the private stuff, it'll come to light.
It'll always do it.
So it's like you just be whatever, living your life, and if it comes or when it comes to light, then you just deal with it. Then like I've learned now to stop looking or stop, like doing too much to dig a hole that may not even be there.
Yeah.
So that took some maturity on my end. So I would just tell her to set the boundary, like make it abundantly clear, like this is grounds for me, because it's borderline beginning cheating.
Yes, it is. Especially if you're like all the pictures.
Yeah.
That's just like it's one thing, and I'm not saying that it should be a law. It's one thing if you're scrolling through Instagram and somebody like it and you keep showing you like it. But if you're like every picture on her page, you went into her page.
Profile and scroll.
And like
TikTok
that you missed on your timeline. And that's that is disrespectful. What are you telling the girl? What are you telling her? Because if you could like all 53 of my pictures, like what are you saying to me? Like I said, what do these likes mean? I'm very careful about what I like when it comes to guys. I would like a girl's picture. You're beautiful, you're sexy. But I'm very careful about what I like. Unless it's like some celebrity, of course, he don't care. He's never going to see my life. But we don't want to give the wrong impression to the girlfriend. It's like you have pictures. And sometimes it could just be that you're on my timeline a lot and I just like it. I probably don't even know who you are. But a lot of times I like, especially from my business page, I will like every post that comes up because I want you to see my business. So I will like for my business page, but for my personal page, I'm very careful about what I like.
I don't
So,
even think I engage for my personal
yeah.
page.
I'm not.
At all.
I post a lot on my story, but you know, I just try. Sometimes I'm bored thinking about my damn self and my mama. So I'll be on social media more than I probably ever was living in the UK. So I feel like I was a lot busier in the UK because I had my children and I had my grandson. So now, like, and TikTok's got me, and I like foolishness. Like, I like crazy stuff that's gonna make me laugh. So then I will repost it and stuff like that. But to be constantly just scrolling through to look and like, no. But again, we have to set our boundaries
Yeah,
and what we allow or what makes us uncomfortable in a relationship.
absolutely. And I think boundaries are a scary place for people.
Oh
It's
yeah,
never about the other person. Like, what if I tell them not to do this? What if they don't do it? It's a boundary is never about the other person. It's always about you
yeah,
and what you're willing to do in the event that your boundary is
yeah.
crossed. You know?
Yes, exactly. And we need to be serious about our boundaries because, like I said, me at 28, I probably didn't even have boundaries. It was
I did it.
That is
I
crazy
did
to
it.
me. I've had freaking boundaries since I was young.
that's great. Honestly, that is really good. I definitely didn't have any boundaries at 28. He could do whatever he wanted, and I was just going to stay.
Damn, that makes me sad.
Yeah, but I don't let it make you sad because it definitely grew me into who I am today and knowing what I desire and what I really want. What I settle for, won't settle for. But back then, I definitely had no boundaries, and I think around 30, I probably started to really say, "What the
Yeah.
hell?" Like 30 was a huge slap in the face for me. And that's when I really started to change, and I done some things that, and I'm not the proudest of before I actually found myself, I definitely had some stumbling moments. So, but I definitely put up with a lot before I got there, So
I, it, it's. I think it's part of growing. We all grow differently. I stumbled over the same rock about 6 times. I knew it was there. You know what I mean? Like, we all grow, we all learn, and I think it's all about evolving.
yes,
I think that's the big part of it. I mean, we all make mistakes. We learn from our mistakes. Some of them comes with time or age. I think it comes from getting to a point where you get tired of stumping your
yes.
baby
And
toe on that same
everybody
rock.
gets tired, and
Mhm.
yeah, yeah, just the same thing over and over before you say, okay, sis. Honestly, they're just gonna keep putting
And
on
I
the
guess for
same
me,
thing over and over and
I don't
over.
really like to get my feelings hurt like that. So you're gonna get maybe 1, 2, at the most 3 times to hurt my feelings for real. Like you said, you get tired before it's like, okay, this is enough.
Yeah, and that's good. We should have boundaries, and we should keep our this is what I'm gonna accept, this is what I'm not, and not banned, but we all definitely got there at a different point in time in our life. So, but again, another successful life. You were great.
I'm glad
We have
that
to
it
have you on in the new
worked
year
because I was
for
like,
this.
I can't join. It keeps kicking me out. Like,
We finally got there.
I
I
know.
I
We
actually
we
don't
got
see you,
there,
but
and
You
I can
don't.
hear you. And I
yeah,
tell you to get seen often. Let's
honestly,
just get through this.
Oh my gosh.
What you were gonna just do it? I can't believe you
You know,
didn't see her all this time.
yeah, I
Or
could
you could
see
see me, or you
you,
guys
and I
could
was
see.
just like, when the baby came on, I was like, what is she getting all excited about? What I'm missing? Until
Oh
I had him, I was like, oh, a baby.
oh my
That's
gosh, I cannot
crazy.
believe that you haven't been able to
And
see
you
her.
didn't
But you played,
even
you did
say
your thing,
It
nothing.
sis.
didn't
You did your thing.
make sense. We were not
I
going
know.
back out and back
Because
in.
most times,
We
like,
could hear each other. Let's
I'm
just go.
I knew that.
that is
And I think it's crazy that
hilarious.
was the
That is
topic
hilarious. But
because, like, what are the odds? Like, I'm spoke on that. Like, that's been an
yeah,
issue that was an issue, and now it's not. But that's all I know. She just has to say, like, this is grounds for me.
Yes.
Yes, and that's we share so many of the same issues as women. We really do. We share these issues, and that's why we have to be supportive, even if the person isn't like your home girl. We still have to be willing to support each other. These sometimes support
Yeah.
comes in the strangest places,
Yeah.
and most times it comes when you need it, So we just have to be
And
more
don't
open
be
as women
embarrassed,
as
because
well.
it's like,
We don't have to.
I know a lot of times we say, like, it's embarrassing and da, 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 but it's like, that is not even nothing that you're doing to yourself. Like, this is somebody doing something to you. So it really shouldn't even feel embarrassing, like, because it's like, I'm not doing nothing wrong. It should be
But you know what?
embarrassing.
To
Yeah.
speak to that point, sorry to cut you off, right? To speak to that point, though, society often blames the person who's the
Like,
victim,
you're
right?
saying it's embarrassing, and I don't even know, like, what?
I know,
But it is embarrassing what's happening.
yes, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes it's just the fear of other people or what other people think, how other people perceive you overpowers that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're relational creatures.
Mm-hmm.
So I think when that's threatened a bit, I think it puts people in a weird place.
And a lot of times we don't want someone else to be right, because if we're with this man and your mama's tell you, your friends tell you, and then the evidence is, you're looking at the evidence and you're like, no, I'm gonna leave him and feel like we're gonna be embarrassed and my friends are gonna say it's told you so and all that BS. And that only, even if first of all, if your friends want to say, I tell you, so not a good friend, number one. And number two, that embarrassment only lasts a little
Real
while.
quick.
You get over it. It's when you
That's
stay in
the
the muck
embarrassment right
and
there. Is
and
when you
it,
know and you
that's the
stay and you just
embarrassment.
keep da 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 da.
Yeah, you know what he's doing, and you're just sitting in the muck and just allowing it to happen over and over, because you either don't want to be wrong, or you don't want to be by yourself, or you think that's what love is. Love don't hurt, and that's what we have to really, really realize. Love don't hurt. Yes, you have your ups and downs, you have your moments, but if you're sitting in that dark corner feeling some type of way, and you got a man with you, and you're going with someone, that's not what it is. Sis. That's not what it is. That's not what it's supposed to be.
Agreed.
That's not what it's supposed to
And we
be. Yeah,
definitely shouldn't feel
you
embarrassed,
have
like,
to.
about that type of stuff, because it's not even you, you know? I don't feel like,
Yeah. My mom is saying, not
yeah,
the first, saying not
it's
before,
not,
you're not the first, not the big lie. Somebody else out there getting through the same BS as you. So you just got to be strong enough to pull up your bootstraps and know what you desire.
Bit.
Like, nobody deserves to be.
That's definitely it. Knowing what you deserve.
No.
so you think
That's
you guys will
what
have,
Yeah.
like
me in the new year?
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna, we're definitely gonna have you back with the new year to see how this went. And I just
Yeah.
encourage you to
No, I
just sit
will.
in it for a while, think
And I'll
about it
talk
and
to
how
the
you want
I'll
to.
talk to
But
the friend, like, my actual friend who the guy was speaking to, and see what she thinks, because in her mind it's probably the same thing, like, well, what are you telling her? Yeah. But really,
right,
it's I'm telling her exactly what he's saying about her. It is. It's
that's
horrible.
so hurtful. That's so hurtful. Yeah.
thank
Thank
But thank you,
you.
ladies. I know you have to get to the baby, and thank you for this amazing. Thank you to everybody who joined in. Hi, Rhonda, you're late. Thank you to everyone who joined in. Do remember that if you want to be a guest host, just pop me an email. If you have an email, as you can see, I never say who the email is from, so it's completely confidential. And sure, let people know. And if it's a topic that you want to discuss, hit me up with an idea. We're open. It's no structure to this. It's just sisters having a conversation. So anyone is welcome. So again, thank you, ladies,
Thank
and I'll see you in
you.
the new year.
Well,
I don't know. I'll see you
hopefully
soon.
I can
Before you
see
go
you in
now.
J8.
Any girl, just
Cause
hit me up.
listen,
I'm here. This is
I
where I'm
need
at
to
now,
be a
J8.
lobster. Nothing compares.
Darling. I eat lobster about 3
No, but I'm
times a
saying
week. I think
remember, I, I
lobster,
remember
crayfish,
you lost lots of
crabs.
sauce.
Yes. So
I know, I will for sure.
anytime,
You're
just
not
let me
telling me
know.
twice.
All right,
All
girl.
right.
All right.
I'll see you when I'm back anyway. I gotta come get my fish.